Hi guys. Last week I blogged about how I nearly killed a patient at York Presbyterian Hospital. I'm making this video to iterate a few details that I had skipped over. As I said before in my first video, I was calling to get help to clean a patient. No one showed up. I performed independently. I reconnected the lines. They went to the wrong port. The patient bled profusely. And when her nurse came back from her lunch, she went to the room, and that's when she realized that there was trouble. I was indicated to the room. When I showed up, I was flabbergasted. I mean, I was shocked. In any case, the charge nurse and we cleaned the patient. But what I want you to know, whenever I use the word nurse or bedside attendant or nurse doctor's aide, those terms are being used loosely. Guarantee you that. Because nursing was designed for people who care, and then 90% of the nurses on 6 Central, they were just loose cannons, okay? Loose cannons. So when I say nurses, bedside attendants, think of those terms loose. Whether it's on my types when I blog on my website, or when I do a video and I say nurse, bear in mind those terms are being used loosely. Okay, moving along. While I was cleaning that patient for the second time with the charge nurse, I was fighting off tears. I was fighting back tears because I could not believe that I was going to be part of something like that. That woman, she's a mother, she's a wife, she has she had two underage kids, and I could not get over the fact that she was going to lose her life just like that. I mean, just like that. And she saw me. She was looking at me while I was cleaning her, but after the nurse left, she went about her business, which was gossiping. And when it was time for me to do her vitals, I asked her, I said to her, I called her by her name and I said, "You don't think that I mean that?" She said, she shook her head because she was alert, but based on the fact she had a stroke, she could not articulate, but she knew what was going on in her surrounding. So I was beside myself, like I said before. But when I asked her if she believed that I had her best interest at heart, that my intentions were pure, she shook her head like she knew that I didn't mean to make her bleed. And I asked her, I said, "If we are still friends," she squeezed my hand, and she squeezed my hand. That gave me resounding comfort. And that was it. I went home that night. It was a Friday night. I could not get over it. It's like I was losing touch with reality. But when I went back to work, okay, one thing, when her nurse came back from her lunch, she went to the room, not because she cared, but because the other nurse informed her that I was calling for help. So she went to the room to find out if she was still wet, so she could make a complaint about that. But she didn't. She didn't. But I'm glad she went to the room because she really saved the day. So now, after we clean her, okay, I said that before. Forget about that. Now, Tuesday when I went back to work, that's when Brett, the manager, informed me that I was ordered to get a warning. In other words, he was instructed to issue a warning to me by his boss. Her name is Patty. And one of the things, that was not Patty's first choice. That was not what she wanted when she heard that what had happened. She wanted me to get suspended for 3 months. But that was bargained down to the warning, and I was banned from working overtime for 3 months. Okay? I was banned from working overtime for 3 months. when I said to Brett, why don't you call the clerk? Because the clerk was the one calling for the nurse who was covering to help me. Brett said no, because he knew his boss didn't want me to have any ally. Okay. What I don't understand, and I'm still trying to figure out, a hospital of that magnitude, someone nearly lost her life. I'm thinking Patty was very casual about it. She just figured, well, suspend her, because first of all, she wanted me to get suspended. That was the first, suspend her, because she probably thought the patient was going to die. By suspending me, she would eventually fire me, and it would have been okay. But Patty really underestimated me. So that patient was discharged a few days later. But I'm still trying to figure out, if that patient had died, I understand Patty would have fired me on the spot. That's understandable. There's no question about that. But how was she going to tell the patient's family? What was she planning on telling that patient's family? I mean, she had 2 underage kids. She had a husband. She had her own family. What was she planning on telling them? Okay, I know they always have a scapegoat, but what was she going to tell them? Would she tell them that, you know what, your loved one died because the nurse didn't want to help the nursing assistant? No way. She was going to cover that. That was going to be covered. But what Patty failed to understand, if that patient had died, what I'm doing right now is nothing compared to what I would have done. Because you guys are too negligent. Something like that happened, you should. I expected you, Patty, to come down and call all parties and get to the bottom of it, and make sure that never happened again. You just decided, just suspend her and be done with it. I'm a taxpayer, Patty, an American citizen, Patty, and I'm a registered voter, and I have done my civic duties. I didn't just get off a banana boat. I've been living in the United States since 1981. I know what my rights are. You don't own the hospital. Because you know what I failed to understand. I've been working I had worked for 3 years. I was never eligible to receive